Hey everybody, welcome back to Workers of Resources, Soviet Republic. I hope you're having a wonderful day. We're picking up exactly where we left off. I think my mouse is even in the same spot. All right, let's go ahead and let it run. And we've got a couple of things extra I want to do because we have a lot of workers here. Of course, we want to bring them over to coal. So I want to find the bus that is currently running to the coal stop. Let's go over to the coal stop here. Find the related vehicle. That's this one. There are two buses, and we're going to space them out. I forgot to do that, and now I have. So we're going to space out these buses so that they are a little bit further apart. Of course, that's why you do it. 37 workers incoming. The other one also has 37 workers, and they're probably, I mean, they're not super close together, but they're definitely not spaced the way I want them spaced. But the idea is, hopefully, to have a constant flow of people to this building so that we always have power and I don't have to constantly flippy switchy over here. Okay, so we're gonna keep working on that as best as we can. We're holding off on actually performing construction at the moment. We don't need to do that at the moment. I'm also going to limit the number of workers in the food factory to just like maybe 20 so that people don't flood in here when we don't have any crops. But once we do get crops, 20 will be sufficient. We don't need a whole lot. One food factory is capable of feeding like 20,000 people. Okay, so like 170 people working in this building will feed 20,000. Since we have less than 2,000 people, it stands to reason that I can have 10% of the workforce to feed 10% of the people. Does that math make sense? And so having this limited to 20 is slightly higher than 10% of the total workforce, and therefore slightly higher than 10% of the people that I can normally feed with this factory. So I think that will be a good map balance. 20 people on this for now is pretty good. We can up that as we get more people there. And then, of course, as we bring more people to this, they will begin working on construction sites, which is what they've been doing. Fabric factory is looking pretty good. This clothing factory has started. I didn't do a whole lot with this. I've left it off actually on construction. I'm going to turn it on, but I'm going to make it low priority just because I really don't want to run the steel here. But I want to give... Actually, no, let's not. Because if I turn it on, then people will actually walk here to do the construction. Even though it's a low priority, to still do it. So I want them to focus on these buildings instead. Now, these buildings, in order for them to operate, they will need these connections completed. This is the water connection, so all of this has to be done first. So we're going to say that we want that done. We're going to say we want that done, and we want that done. Because that needs to go, and that. It needs to go all the way over into there. And then, of course, we still don't have water in this stupid coal mine. 34 work days. I probably should just let... You know what? Maybe we let one... I think we will. Let's focus this, all right? We're going to say assign construction. We're going to assign this to specific things. 1, 2. Okay? Let's do this one too. 3. So anything that's like really close to being done, like they're getting there, like just this tunnel to this. I like that too. Right? Let's allow workers to come to these projects that just have a little bit left and don't have a lot of it left. I like that idea because it's really likely that anything that has like that much work visibly shown above the surface, like this, it's likely that these projects are purely waiting on workers, right? So anything that's purely nothing but workers, let's manually select those things with that place. Now that does mean there's less people in that bus stop. But I don't think it's too low. 37 is a good number for those buses. I think so. How are we doing with this? We have an extra bus here. And I think for this 706 RTO, I want you to start bringing people, I think, over to this area. Now, we have crops being delivered here by a truck that's very slow, apparently. I probably need extra trucks, but we could also send crops directly into this warehouse too, and then that would help. Once this warehouse is done, it is done. Okay then, never mind. We can have this warehouse for the moment store nothing but crops and food, pretty much. Nothing but crops and food. So we can just say, like, if I go like this and hit go, it doesn't actually adjust them all. It still leaves these hanging there. Like, you have to go in and manually adjust all of them, I think. Oh, clear all percents. Oh, I didn't see that button a long time ago, so I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's do this as like a 70-30 thing. I like that. 70-30. I think that's probably going to be 03, isn't it? Fine, 70-30. I like that mix. Done. That's a lot more crops than we need. But now I want to shift that delivery, which is coming in right here, isn't it? Nope, that's food. That's food? Are you going back to the distribution office now? You've already delivered your food. All right, where's the truck that's coming to here? It's currently en route, and it's almost here. Okay, I'd like you to redirect since you're almost here, because you don't need to go all the way here. That's slow. Instead, unload right here. No big deal, right? So we'll have you unload here instead. Unload your crops, wait till unloaded. And then by doing that, we can get the crops into here, which will get pulled in automatically, and then the food will get kicked out into here too. So that's going to be a faster unload for you. Where are you going? No, dummy, dummy, dummy. Turn your shit around. Turn around. I can force you to turn around quicker by doing that. Come on. Turn around. If you didn't know, when they go to turn around, they look for the waypoints. So this dude was going to go all the way over here to turn around. What a doofus. So, pro tip there. Just make a waypoint really quick and they'll turn around. And then delete it once it's done, because these are annoying to have if you're not going to use them. Okay, let's speed up time here really quick, and I want to see if he uses it. You just got to make sure everything works like it's supposed to, you know? We're obviously going to make these two-way because we want things to be loaded into it and out as well. So crops goes in. Crops then starts to get produced into food. Yay! 8% production. Dun, 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 dun. We're making food now. Beautiful. Okay. So this, as long as we can keep the crops flowing, we won't need food to go into this warehouse anymore. Food doesn't need to be here. That leaves more room for crops so that we can have more fabric made. So we can also increase the crops here while decreasing food. Food no longer gets delivered to this warehouse. Instead, we go all the way over to this little guy here. There we go. Instead, you're going to deliver the food. We're right. This is the right warehouse, right? This is the one we were just on. There's no food here anymore. Still supposed to be delivering alcohol. I'm not sure how that got disabled. That's peculiar. But you're going to deliver the food now to here. Okay, and this is where you unload food. And, like, you know, not food, crops. We want to unload crops. And let's keep it like 50% full. You know, why not? Just go nuts. Let's load crops and send it there. We don't need to buy food now. We shouldn't need to buy food. I want to say shouldn't. I don't want to say that we don't. I want to just be safe with that. We have one worker in here, so we're still on import. Let's see where the buses are. This is a construction bus. Oh, there they are. They're coming in. All right, they just got dropped off, and switcheroony. Boom. So if we can keep these guys spaced out, keep a constant supply of workers in here, that'd be great, because, you know, it's just money. The money keeps going up, right? We like money going up, not down. It's been going down for so long. Now we want it to go up all the time, please. It's an 8-hour shift. Surely you can bring more people within that 8 hours, right? Look, here we go. Dun, 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 dun. Outstanding. That's going to line up wonderfully, I think. Yeah. Maybe not with the snow going, but I think it's pretty close. Like, I'm looking at their shift right now. See, working shift. So this will drop them off. And I think they'll go to work sooner than before. Yeah. 6 hours in, and this bus drops you off about 6 hours in. These guys, only a few people are going to come here though, so you need actually more workers. I need one more bus on this route. Yeah, I'm gonna need one more. Okay, where's that bus that just dropped them off? Where is it? Right Is it you? I think it's you. Yeah, it's totally you. 90%. Okay, I want this bus to work that route too. Okay. Go. And again, you're spaced out. We're going to bring more people over there. Must keep power running. Must keep the lights on at all times. Right? If you've never played the game before and you're wondering, when you're exporting power, you can choose, if you'd like, to set this at 100%. You can. However, you shouldn't unless you have a really reliable source of coal, because this is going to allow your power to run at 100%, right? You will not export 100% of your power. You will export 100% of your leftover power. So your citizens, your republic gets priority always. So in other words, if my republic is using 11 megawatts right now, and I set this to 100%, we only have 15 megawatt lines, but for the purposes of this example, let's just use the numbers we have on the screen. If my republic is using 11 megawatts of power, and I have 18 megawatts as an export, I am not going to export 18 megawatts and leave my people hanging. I will only export 7 megawatts. The rest of my republic is getting the 11 that they need. So even though I've set this at 100, it is not going to export 100. It is only going to export 100% of the extra power. And so the reason why you would want to do this, for example, is because I don't have a reliable source of coal, and I really don't want to exhaust that supply of coal. So I can now reduce this to, like, say 30%. And in doing that, my coal plant is not going to produce at 100% load, which means they're not going to use as much coal. That's going to allow me to control the flow a little bit better so that I don't run out of my supply. Because if I run out of the supply, then I can't provide power to my republic too. So I want to export power, but not all of it. Because if I turn this up to 11, it's going to allow the coal power plant to produce more. Now, at the moment, there's only 6 workers. That's why it's limited. But if it was full of workers, as it may be soon since that bus just dropped people off, if it gets full of workers, they'll ramp up that percentage. And that's going to use more power. It's going to use more coal. It produces more power, but it's going to use more coal. If I want to restrict that, I can bring this down. And that's going to make it to where they only produce what they have to. And that reduces how much coal I use on an ongoing basis. Right? So until I get a good source of coal, that's how I have to regulate how much they use. Now, I really don't need workers here, okay, because we're not running that yet. So I should actually hit this to 0 so that nobody comes here. And then that means the entire bus will end up going this way, which is fine because, you know, whatever, I want to do it. But the hope is that this finishes fairly quickly. We have a lot of foreign workers here that are helping with that, but it does look like I will need to deliver... is it just boards? We're just out of boards? Guys, look. All right, I don't want to tell you how to do your job, right? But I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you how to do your job, right? For now, just for now, because we really need it. Okay. You're gonna get your boards from the border, okay? And just because that's bricks, you're gonna get your boards from the border, okay? And you know what? Like, I don't like the idea of you getting steel from the border. Don't get me wrong. I actually hate it, all right? But very temporarily, I'm going to allow you to get steel from the border, okay? Go. Just the one construction office. That's it, okay? Play nice. Just the one. Go play nice. Go get the stuff you need, okay? I'm not sure what those 3 vehicles in distribution are doing, but they're not doing it well enough, all right? You're at 50%. Anybody else like really, really well prepared or repaired? Hey, look at you. 0%. Perfect. 18, 22. I like it. I'm going to get you to work over here. Oh, you can't. That's okay. Fine. Fine. Be that way. Work here instead. It's a temporary one. Good luck with that. What else? What else? I think, yeah, this 0% one. Can I get you to work back over here, or do I have to give you a custom route now? You know, we don't need gravel brought. We just need the coal. So I could actually put you here and then tell this to, you know, be allowed to load other things. Yeah, let's put another flatbed to work over here. I'm all right with that. Also, hey guys, can we, you know, finish this too? And if it doesn't put you out, sorry about that. I'd like to export more power later if I could, please. We're getting very close to getting coal done. Did you guys know that? Did you guys know that we're getting very close to having the coal done? You guys got all the electrical done too. Look at this. I didn't think you'd have it all done, but here you are. Perfect. Building is without drinking water. All right, so that's this, which is totally not built yet. It's a work in progress. Make it so. Same thing with this. Make it so. And in fact, man, I think I probably could have designated this to be like a construction site for them, but it didn't happen. They're coming on in. But remember, they're not going to produce as much as they can because I'm limiting it so that I don't overextend how much coal I have. I need them to keep the power on, but I don't want to buy that power. So we're keeping the heat on, but the sewage tank is overfilled. Oh, man. You don't have sewage? What? Oh, it's this. Oh my god. It's just workers too, isn't it? Hang on. Where's this? All right, you two. I don't know what you're working on. You don't have any workers, and you have 52 of them. Where are you going? You're going to the cargo station. I'm gonna let that happen. But you know, like, man, if I could just get them to do that one job, you know, I think I can get them to do it. I just where's this bus? Okay, this bus. I'm gonna turn off auto search for this too. Oh, I can do it with this one. Okay, I'm gonna let that one stay auto search. 2,000 meters is fine. You're only going there. I can control this one. We're gonna put you on this job. All right. That's the other job you have. You now have these two jobs, okay, and this one. But really, that one is like super critical because people are gonna get sick, and I just don't want to deal with sick people, right? We don't have enough doctors to deal with sick people. This is not good. I need more people at the hospital. Please work at the hospital. Please work at the hospital. Please. Doctors, hello. Paging all doctors in the Republic. Come in, doctors. Apparently not paging all the doctors, but many doctors. Many of the doctors are being paged. Have a few of you go work at the hospital, please. How about you? You got a few smart people. How about we have you? And I know what some people are going to say, all right? Just limit the number of jobs instead of delegating. No, because that doesn't guarantee they will go precisely where I want them when I want them there. But you know what does guarantee it? Me clicking this building and saying, you go here now. That's what gets me there. And now, like I just did, I've got at least enough doctors to handle that at the hospital for now. Okay, what else can I do? Later on when I have enough people, absolutely, just that's it. Undecided, let them go wherever they want. But for now, no, I'm gonna control it for now. I'm gonna be an overbearing parent to all of these young citizens. And I don't want to get ahead of myself here because it's always a jinx to get ahead of yourself in such a way, but I am going to say it at the risk of jinxing it. Our first winter, we got some pretty damn good health stats, okay? And it's going up, right? Pretty much 80-year-old lifespan, right? People are dying of stroke and heart attack, but barely anybody is unable to reach the doctor, right? Some people are dying of, drinking alcohol, I guess. Oh, no, they're just... Oh! they're not dying. They're just sick. Research is done. Processing and disposal of waste is done. So that's our first research project. And now we can choose another. So I kind of wanted to get energy from waste. That seems interesting to me. But waste separation is kind of important for me to be able to have a clean disposal of waste. Mixed waste can only go for so long. So if I take a look at my dump over here, it's filling up, right? We can only do this for so long. And then we need that other dump. And then we need another dump. And then we need another dump. And I don't want to have to go through that, all right? We need to be able to sift and sort this waste before it gets out of hand, right? So I'm thinking we can go through pollution. I didn't click this, did I? I don't remember clicking that. I want to go through, and I think waste separation is probably where I want to go here with this, because it allows us to separate the waste, and it also, I think this is the one that's going to let me get people to actually start separating it here too. If I do waste separation here, actually, can I see the research tree real quick? Does it show me which ones I already have done in the tree? It does. Check mark. Okay. So this is what I need. So I need this, and then I need this. Okay. This is going to let me have a much stronger, waste game, if you will. However, the other thing that we can get from waste separation before we do this, if it's not critical, is we can start looking at getting steel recycling. This is my solution to, hey, I'm running out of steel and I really hate buying steel. I would like to start getting steel recycling. This is done from turning scrap into usable steel. We can scrap things like vehicles, for instance, and we get workable materials from scrapping those vehicles in the form of scrap, and then we can process it and recycle it into steel. Now we can use the steel from vehicles. And so there's a viable business model in this game. And I'm just kind of, I'm going to spoil it for you. I didn't want to I'm just going to tell you what I'm going to do. There's a viable business model in this game where you purchase used vehicles that are high in part count. They're high for scrapping, right? They have a lot of scrap parts. And they happen to be, fairly expensive or really damaged, so they're really cheap. And so you end up getting ones at steep discounts. You can scrap those vehicles, and you typically get a higher value of like steel, for example, or the parts from it. The parts for that vehicle, once you scrap it and recycle it, are worth more than a vehicle that you purchased. And so there's a viable business model, like I said, of just taking old vehicles like this dumper here at 74% wear and tear. It's probably quite inexpensive relative to what it would normally be brand new. We can bring this in, scrap it, process those parts, have usable building materials now, and now we have steel. It's not nearly as good as a steel mill, but it's something that we can do on the fairly cheap without a whole lot of infrastructure in place. And we could set up another city over here that's specializing in incinerating garbage, and we can generate power from that. We could set up this city to be specialized in sorting waste, as well as just scrapping and generally scrapping cars. And then we can just take the used vehicles from the borders and just constantly bring them in, scrap them. We have the materials and ship the materials out on the train. All right, that's the game plan. There you go. That's what I'm gonna eventually do. Okay. So now you know. It's not fully planned out yet because I haven't got the spacing for things everywhere yet. But I think that's what I'm gonna do. So waste separation is the next research that we're gonna do before we do things related to oil, because things related to oil are. Ooh, you know what? Hang on. Belay that order for a second, okay? Because I'm thinking of something right now, okay? Now, do I get... this is another thing I wanted to figure out. Current research status says 0.69%. Nice. If I take this and suspend this, okay? If I was to go and switch to a different study right now. So let's say I decided I wanted to switch to... Can I just see the whole tree? Where is distribution office? Is this in a different university? Yeah, it is. It is. It's in the, I need the party headquarters for that. So I can't even get distribution offices. Okay. Well, let's assume for a second I decided I want to do chemistry instead, right? If I go through and pick chemistry instead, is at 0, right? Let's say I let the time run, right? We pause. We go back to waste separation. It keeps this progress. Okay. I wasn't sure if you had to give up your progress. I don't like it. Most games let you keep your progress, but I have seen games in the past where your progress is ended if you decide to quit. And I never liked that. And I actually expressed that. And I do think most games, once people express that, because I think most people would express discontent for that type of system, I think you do find that most games patch and bring it to where you can keep your research. But I do remember a game, I don't remember the name of it, but I do remember a game we played on the channel, actually, that had a research system like that, and it wasn't very good. I think it was the initial stages of the research system in End Zone, I think, was the one where it did that. It was very early in the game's, the research system for that game, so I want to say that End Zone was one of the games that did that. The research system at the time wasn't that meaningful, so it didn't really have the big impact, but yeah. So we're bringing these workers in. I want to double check and make sure that they are, because again, we pay for these workers at the border, regardless of whether they work or not. So I really want to make sure they are reaching their destination and are actually getting to work where I want them, because we're currently bringing over 60 workers that we've paid for. That's a lot of people, all right? It's a lot of foreign manpower. 8,000 rubles in foreign manpower last month alone. We want to keep that and keep this going here. All right, so you work here. Obviously, everybody who stops here works at the coal mine, but in case you needed a reminder, that's where it is. And it is actually working. So there's nothing. My God, look at that many people. Ding, 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 ding. So at the moment, we have 63 workers in here, right? And generally, that would be enough coal production for us to get on with what we want to get on with. That'd be great. We would have enough coal right now to do this. We're going to store coal ore here. So 1950 tons of coal ore. How is my coal supply? Looking pretty good. Again, we're regulating it, so that's to be expected. We're managing how much coal we're actually spending, while also allowing this number to slowly tick up over time. Not as fast as it would normally do, but it's a little bit. At its peak, this single coal plant, if I can get both of the 15 megawatt lines done, if I can get all these lines done and hooked up to both borders and have both borders be exporting at maximum all the time, we should be able to produce an extra 740, I believe is the price, at current power price levels. And inflation will bring it up over time. But at current power price levels, I believe it's 740 rubles of profit per day per power plant. No, not per power plant. That's at 30 megawatt output. Okay, so both power plants are up. Both power plants are running. We're getting 30 megawatts out. And we should be able to produce 700. I think it was 700. Yeah, 740 per day. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot to you. It may not sound, but if you do the math on that for a month, well, now we're getting over 25,000. Or 24,000. Maybe you do the math. I'm bad at it right now. That's over 24,000 rubles per month. So if you take a look at my budget, I was down 36,000 last month, mostly because of my vehicle import. But if you don't count the vehicle import, we would have actually been fine last month. And that's the hope. The hope is that the power will pay for additional expansions, and one of many things, by the way, not the only thing I'm relying on. It's the thing that I'm starting with. We, of course, will be getting fabric happening too, and this is missing everything. So now that this is done, we're going to say 0 people work here. We're going to make sure that 0 people are going over here because there's nothing to do here yet. But fabric is done now too. So we can start bringing crops into this building as well. So lots of things to do. Hope you guys are enjoying this so far. I think we're doing really well. This would normally be the time again where I would just cut and just say, hey, I'll be right back and let it run. But I gotta find things to do. So hey, how about we try this? How about so we have things to do. Why don't we try to take a look? I haven't even started my plans for this yet, but why don't we take a look at what it would be like to expand the city to have more workers here? Yeah. Wow, what is going on with my money? What just happened? We bought steel, didn't we? I feel like that had to be happening. What? Did we buy steel right now? There's the steel. Is there another steel? There had to be like 2 trucks for steel just now. That was a lot of cash, man. There's another one right here. Yep, there's steel. How about this one? That's oil. I mean, I just feel like we just got our money completely smoked just now. Let's take a look at what it would be if we expanded to look at a new city. Okay, so we'll start with the idea that this pump jack here is going to need to send oil to something that uses oil, which I think is going to be chemicals, because we need chemicals locally here. So we're going to make chemicals locally. Just with 1 chemical plant is fine. And then any excess, I mean, I think we could do 2, I suppose, but we need to figure out kind of where that's going to be. And I'd also like to figure out what industry I can put here. I haven't decided that either. I was kind of considering prefab panels to be located here, because prefab panels is something that my rail construction yard is going to be using a lot of. And so as a result of that, I think I want that hooked up here. So I'm considering making that the industry that's here. The only issue with that right now is that I kind of made a boo-boo, and my cement plant is over here, and the cement is needed for that. So I would have to route cement to make that happen, which, I mean, there is possibilities for that. There's 2 extra outs here, and I could have one go this way and do what it needs to do for concrete, and the other one could be rerouted around, which this is getting really crowded, but I might be able to make it work. I don't know. If nothing else, we have a big storage of cement, and we truck it over there to make prefab panels. We've done that in the past. It was fine, but I would really like prefab panels to be something that is directly hooked up to this building, because at the moment, just gravel is not good enough. So, yeah. Could also maybe scrap vehicles here and then have the steel be right there too, right? We're just missing boards in this location. That's it. So if I could maybe get the pathetic 3 vehicles that are responsible for this to do their job, that would be very nice. Hello, construction bus. We don't want to have too many construction buses. Not over here, because we don't have enough people for that. So I think I'll put this construction bus back over here. Let's put it... let's get more foreign workers. We'll put this right here. Put that back to work. And then, again, we don't have enough... this one now has a flat one. Okay. So because we have an open hull here, let's actually get one more. I can barely afford this. Ugh, more money. More debt incoming, guys. Open hull used 13. That's not bad. 13%. 2 years old. It's 7,100. 7,100 for that one. I feel like that's not that big of a discount. You can't do better than that, man. Huh? Can't do better than 7,100. You're only giving me 700 rubles off. But you know what? I mean, 700 rubles is 700 rubles, isn't it? So we'll take it. It's fine. Let's do everything you want to do. And we'll put you here. Okay, so now we have an extra 2 flatbeds, and these extra 2 flatbeds are now going to be allowed to buy boards, but I want the boards to go over to the track builder for now. So we're going to say that track builder gets boards there. All right, track builder gets boards there. Okay. And then I suppose we should allow you to replenish some construction yard stuff, but I really don't want to purchase any more resources if I can help it. But for now, I think I'm just going to leave it as a boards thing. And you know what? Maybe... no, I'm going to leave it as a boards thing. Yeah. The boards there, and then we don't do this. We unload boards here like that. All right. Now that truck should take off. It should. There it goes. That truck will take off and it will deliver boards over there. And once that's happening, we will now get our rail constructing. And it's going to be an exciting time to have our rails starting to construction. It's going to come all the way over here, and they need this building done before it gets here so that it can continue on. And remember, it's only building the wooden track at first. So both of these are wooden tracks. And we kind of don't need both of them. But I think what I'll do, just to make sure we can get both of them as they come out of there, right? So we're going to say maybe that we go like this with it. All right, so this is going to be a crossing that gets built as well. All right, so both of these are equal priority. The track builders are just going to build the crossing. That's going to let them get to both sides, no problem. And then they are going to teeter off and do this. So this one ends up being wood. This is wood as well. But then you get up to here, and you get your steel track, your concrete track, sorry. And we do not want the concrete track to be built. So do not build the concrete track, basically. And then this side is actually not needed, so we don't need to do this yet either. And we don't need to do this yet either. That one's disabled, so is that. Okay, so we're not going to have this side built just yet. We may even just have this be straight steel, but the introduction part, the wooden track part, that is just to get us a single train from the border that can bring us what we need right here and just drop off everything. We don't need trucks to do it anymore. We just come over here, and then we repurpose all of those vehicles to be in the construction offices, and we make another construction office, which allows us to have even more of those flat cars and the covered hulls and all that stuff. We'll just come on over here, and they'll have a lot less mileage to drive. And then at that point, the only things that'll be over here are concrete trucks and vans and worker vans. And I'm only going to keep the worker vans in service like this because we don't have enough people over here to actually work every site that we want to work, typically. We do have quite a few workers here, though, but don't typically have enough people to keep everything going. In the summertime, when the springtime, I suppose, when power isn't that important, power is a heat. When heat is not that important, I will then shift to having more construction crews on board and everything. But we don't need that just yet. So here we go, operating without issues. The water system is done, and I want to see no cool ore, but there is water. Water's hooked up, and sewage is hooked up, and this is done, which means that you should be empty now. Very good, and you're not. Nobody's sick over here now. Perfect. Okay, everything's taken care of. How's our research going? Do researchers have different speeds? Like, are some things easier to research than others, or what? I don't know. We have only 12 students in the auditorium with 4 professors. I really need more people to live here. It would be very nice to know what the pollution was like in this area, to know if I could actually have more houses like developed in this direction. But I don't have that just yet, unfortunately. 7 tons of food here. I would like you, since you're no longer going to be able to get food from here. Well, you should be able to. Hang on. What are you doing? Load food from warehouse. Are we still buying food from the border even though we have this? You should be loading food from here. Well, either way, I'm going to have this warehouse selected anyway. No, not the warehouse. We already did. Didn't I already do this? I didn't do this already. No, not added. We want to, load food. All right, you load food from here. And then you drop it off to wherever it's going, okay? That's easy. So then this is red only because I'm not allowing them to place things in here. And the amount that's in there is over the limit. That's the only reason why that's red. They will still unload. They just won't put any more in. And I don't want them to because this is where we're... cannot store or export waste water. Right. So... Right. We have another issue, don't we? We need the wastewater. We need sewage to be taken care of. Yikes. Forgot about that. We can solve that, though, I think, by... Look at you. Fancy pants. Putting it over there. Don't we already get... It's already done there. I don't need to do that. I would like to bias it this direction as much as possible because I am going to put, you know, maybe not here, but like over here. It'd be nice if this sewage would reach my future fuel processing. So I suppose maybe I do need sewage on these buildings too, though, don't I? No, that's covered. And you're going to be covered too. That's covered, right? Yeah, that's covering all of those. So I don't need to do that. So I can bring this over here. There is another thing, like this has a sewage tank overflow too. So it says there's a health risk. However, I'm not concerned about that health risk because these are foreign workers, so I don't care. I'm just bringing in foreign workers to work that repair shop. So yeah, this sewage is going to have to be kind of over in this area, I think. The problem with bringing it over here, though, is it just makes the pipe I have to make even bigger. So maybe just having a switch and then maybe having the pipes be smaller would be better. Why don't we bring this sewage? If I put it right on this corner, that's for sure going to cover my... Yeah, this is for sure going to work. For both food factories eventually, as well as oil processing, and possibly anything else I maybe put over on this side. So why don't we place this on this side here. And we'll go about here with it. Yep. Go. Bring this as a walking path. We can, I don't know, do this just to do it, I guess. So they can start. They don't have to build this. This is a temporary one. Yeah. This is just a bus stop. For this sewage, then, I need to go... I don't think there's a real need for a medium pipe here. It's not industrial sewage that's going through here. But the oil processing might have an industrial sewage out. That would make sense to me. So why don't we make sure that there's a switch downhill from this, and we do have a bigger pipe from that. So at this point right here is 9.1. And then the switch we need to make sure is lower than 9.1. We could place the switch in here. We could place the switch. None of this is lower than 9.1. Why am I always downhill from my switches? It sucks. It sucks to be that way. Here. That 8. I want to go right up against this. This seems fine. Yeah, right here. So 7.5 seems good. This will be our switch here. Okay, and so this little pipe will run to here. And we'll pop it in that side, yep. And so let's go ahead and let that be a thing to build. And then from here, we want to have a medium. And this is industrial sewage, if you're wondering what that is. It's a direct connection to the building. All the way out to... we can tap into this one. So let's say that the medium sewage pipe... from over here, we would want this to be a medium pipe, and this medium pipe comes all the way over and connects. Yeah, like this needs proper slope, but that's interesting. That is uphill, isn't it? That's downhill. It isn't. Wow. Okay, it's gotta have to be here then. Curious. Curiouser and curiouser. Okay. New plan. New switch. Gonna have to keep making new switches. So 8. This is 10.5. And that's 6.8. And then where this is, where the switch is, where is it? Right here. This switch is currently at 7.6. So wherever this switch is needs to be lower than 7.6. That could be 6. This is right here. But then it needs to be also higher than, let's say, 6.8. So this would be very, very specific altitude here. So we need to be between 7.6 and 6.8 on this switch. That's threading a needle there, aren't we? Okay. 7. This will work. 7.8. Nope. 7. Let's go 7.47. And that's lower still. So 7.3. Oh, I can't put that there. Right there then. 7.16. 17. There. All right, and then this can be a big pipe into that. It's so short, you might as well. And this medium pipe from here then will go from this switch all the way over to that new switch that we just made right here. We'll pop it in just like that. Wow. All right, that hooks up sewage for my food factory, and it hooks it up in a way that plans for the future expansions by allowing the switch to be tapped into to send sewage down the same piping system later on. Hello. You are completely trashed, aren't you? I think it's time for you to take a trip over here to get yourself repaired. Although it might be faster to get repaired over here. Are we repairing anything over here? There's nothing to repair. Are you sure? Wow. This is 0%, but this one's, I think, fully repaired, but it's stuck at 30. Is that how that works? I think so. I think I have an extra cistern, so I can't actually assign you there, so I'll just bring you up there. It's fine. Just to kind of get you out of the way. We don't need you near the repair place. Same thing with the concrete truck. We'll just bring that up to here. Put that into a concrete... Yeah, right here. Put that into one of the concrete construction offices. We had auto search, but I don't like auto search for up here. I'm gonna control which ones they work on and when. All right, tell me my mine is getting close. 96%. Come on, I wanted to be working coal at the end of this video. Oh, we don't have the water done. My water tower. My poor water tower. I never actually put a substation here too. So I don't believe you need a pump after a water tower. And like that's a thing that I felt like I needed last time, but I don't think you actually do, because it doesn't make sense that you'd need a pump after a water tower. That gravity is supposed to be doing the work for you. So I'm gonna leave myself enough room in case I'm wrong. Put it over here, maybe. I just want to get it out of the way. But also make it possible to maybe have something here that has water. So I'm going to put it here. We need sewage up here too, don't we? Oh, hell no. No, we don't need sewage up here. Screw that. We're going to have a truck. I'm not doing that. I mean, to be fair, sewage up here would actually be fairly easy. It's very high elevation, so just a single pipe that runs all the way down into the existing switches that we've already... Oh, god damn it. I'm going to do it, aren't I? There's a lot of people that are going to be up here, so those trucks are going to be... But we're not going to do it yet, because having the sewage tanks full only presents a health problem to the people working in there. And in the very beginning, the health of the people currently working in there doesn't matter to me, since they're all foreign labor. So, like, I don't need to worry about sewage yet, but it makes them more efficient at their job if you have water access. So that is something I do need, is the water access. So we're just going to take this water tower and bring that to here. You know, I may actually need water pressure here. So I may have to tear this down. We should just put the pump in there just in case. The thing is, like, so water towers use gravity to create that water pressure, right? That's the whole point of the tower, is you put it up high, you use gravity to create that. So in theory, as long as I have a pump creating pressure on this end into the water tower, I should not need water pressure that way, because water wants to be level, right? Water wants to equalize itself. And so as long as the substation, and I don't know if the game really is this technical, but as long as the substation for water is, you know, I guess wherever this water is going to be. So, I mean, let's say the substation is right here. So if you look at this level, as long as the water in this water tower is above this line, it should theoretically get to the substation. But I don't know if this game is going to do that when this pipe is going uphill. Maybe that works when downhill, but maybe it doesn't. I mean, I don't know how the game is going to treat this. And I really don't want to have to go and rebuild this. So I think a simple, tiny-ass water pump in this case is going to be something I just do. Because I can. I'm just going to do it because I have to. Or because it's possible that I have to. And even the possibility of being doing it, of having to do it, is enough for me to do it. So I'm going to bring this over like that. And then let's redo these pipes really quick. Just because it's going uphill. If this was downhill, I would not do this. But I'm just going to do it anyway because I can. All right. All of this is now a job. That's all a job for you guys. Go. And then the pressure on this end of it requires another pump. We could put that pump up here, but we don't have to. We can put it anywhere in the pipe. So I think I'd rather put it closer to people and closer to... where the hell is the water coming from, though? That's the question. I guess it's going to be a very, very long pipe for this water. Oh, my goodness. I don't like any part of this. But it needs to be done. We could bring it from this water tower, actually. We could tap into this. Which is... I've already used 2 out of 3 here. So I suppose we'll just use... another big pump to send it up the mountain. That's so far away, but it is the closest access point we have. So yeah, I think we're going to use another big pump. I didn't want to, but here we are. And it's going to be with this road right here. Seems okay, I guess. Another big pump to here. And then we'll have just a small, it doesn't have to be a lot. So we'll have you... Well, if we're going to use these extra connections, then it does have to be a lot. I believe this is a medium pipe. So we're going to keep that going with a medium pipe here. And you're going to make me go under. Yep. And then to there. Keep that going with a medium pipe. And then this pump should, from that connection, there we go. Oh my God. This is ridiculous. But, yep, we're going to do it. This really long ass pipe. I don't know if we need another pump because I don't know how far the water pressure. I suppose the game should stop me if it's not going to allow it, right? So I feel like the game should stop me. Current depth is 3 meters under the surface. Trying to figure out whether or not that actually matters for like going uphill like this. It's not bringing it above the ground, I would hope. We're just going to do that. I don't know if that pump is enough to maintain water pressure for that distance in a pipe. I would think real life, you probably want another pump somewhere in this thing because distance is going to be a problem there. But whatever, you know, if the game lets me do it, then the game lets me do it. That's what it does with the oil pipes, right? When you make an oil pipe in this game, if it's too long, it'll tell you. Well, not if you cross something else, but... If you make a pipe too long, it'll be like, hey, by the way, pipe's too long. Gonna have to use a pumping station because you lose the pressure after 335 meters. Or 340. 338 meters, I guess. That's what this is. But regardless, you can't leave it because it's too long, right? The water pipes don't seem to have that, and the sewage pipes definitely don't have that, but that's different because sewage pipes, you don't need pressure, you just need downhill slope. And then it just all flows downhill. As long as you have it the right grade, you're fine. This game doesn't get very technical like that, but like in real life, you would want to have the right grade, the right slope. Because if you're too shallow on your slope, then the solid sediment, the solid waste, I guess, there wouldn't be enough water flow rate to move that solid sediment with it, and so it would collect in the pipe and it would lead to blockages. So you would want to have the right slope. This game doesn't really model that. If you're from here, like for example, from here all the way down to here, if you were like 0.1 meters lower on this side, it'll let you do that. But in real life, you wouldn't want that. That's not nearly enough slope for that. So, okay, guys, I think that's it for my videos on showing you absolutely everything. We made it through the winter. It's not completely, but as you can tell, we're going to make it through the winter just fine. And we're doing so while exporting power the entire time. We have a steady flow on heat. We have a steady flow of people working on the coal power plants. We did not fully exhaust our coal supply. We can now begin to process coal ore very soon. And the mine is done, which means as these workers are going into the mine, they will start mining coal all the way down into the storage. And then we will have workers in this building, and we will say that maybe 8 people can work here. And now with 8 people being told they can work here, if we speed this up a little bit, right? Foreign workers are sending coal down the mountain when it comes. And we can then start replenishing this supply as soon as people begin to work here, which is on this bus. I'm pretty sure it's going to be this bus. Let's just allow so that we can get maximum impact on this. I want to have... you guys know what I did this video? I was like, hey, while we're waiting, we could just design the new city. Nope. Got distracted. It's me. Hope you guys are okay with that. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. We're gonna get the workers that are going to coal, right? I'm gonna try to get this bus, which is going to the coal mine over here. There it is. I want this line to now be allowed to fully load their bus. All right, and that's gonna let more people work over here. It's going to hopefully get us a really good amount of processing power, as we've already processed some. That was quick. And we can keep going. We can proceed. So we need more people working in these mines all the time. And so I think maybe another bus for foreign workers is in order. With the water substation, of course, now we're seeing resources being delivered there. Okay, that's it, guys. I am loving this. I hope you guys are too. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. We're in massive debt. 9,800. We had a green number last month. We're going to have a green number this month. And I think we can get out of debt, okay? We haven't even started working on the clothes yet. And the rail's not done yet. But the track is starting to get built yet. So there you go. They have started working on the track too. Okay. Bye-bye.